Hey, what's up everybody? BDL44 coming at you in another video. Alright, so right now, honestly, killing time. There's nothing to say other than I'm killing time and I want to give you guys some content. Just show my face, say hello, hope everybody's having a great day. Don't have any idea what I want to talk about, but the thing about it is I just completed my NBA mock draft for this upcoming season. I don't know how many I'll actually do because it's fluid, of course. Guys' value changes up and down, but I just filled out a first round mock of my very own, and I had a good time doing it. But problem is it's going to take longer to do the video than I need to try to waste right now for my meal to be done. So it was one of the situations where it's like, can I rush through my mock draft? Not without actually doing it properly. You know how long-winded I am and how serious I am about these type of things. So I'm gonna want to talk and try to explain my picks and stuff like that instead of trying to condense it to like a 10-minute video. Y'all know I don't do nothing that small of content. So that's really what it is. I only need like 15 minutes to kill so my meal doesn't burn. So I just want to come over here and just kind of turn on the camera to say hello to everybody. I'm excited about this mock draft. Of course, I've never done one on this channel before. There are some players that I haven't done homework on in the back of the first round, early second round to know exactly everything I need to know about them to say that they are either a good pick or not a good pick based on what it is that I'm doing. So I left some names on the side that I'll also mention in that draft that are not studied names that could affect how I ultimately view things in the end. So I guess it's a preliminary mock, but I'm not certain if I'm going to commit to doing another mock. So that's just really what it is. So yeah, man, having a good time, man. I can't say I did any new homework on any more players. I kind of just rushed the process to say, you know, I just feel like doing a mock draft just to be doing it. But there is a lot more homework to do. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to this thing, for me, I'm just drafting for fit. In this case, in most of those situations, I found myself stuck with the Lakers as a Laker fan. Once I started shaking up my draft the way I wanted to, it was like, well, to be honest with you, I'm not sure if what I think makes the most sense for my team is actually what is actually probably the best thing in terms of drafting, because sometimes you don't want to draft for fit. You want to draft the best available player. So I kind of made it a more of a broader kind of thing. I didn't condense it to say these are things I think we should do versus these are things I think they will do. No, I was all over the place in regards to, okay, this team needs to draft for fit and that team maybe should just take the best player available. So I think it was more so a fluid thing for those who are going to watch that video and try to figure out if I'm either drafting for fit or drafting for need. It's both. It depends on the team and where they're drafting it as well. Some of these teams like the Pacers got 3 picks in the back of the first round and start of the second round that are like only a pick apart. So it's like they could package all 3 of those picks, move up into a great range. Maybe even the Lakers should probably think about trying to get some of those picks. I'd be talking to the Pacers. I'd be talking to the Indiana, to the Brooklyn Nets. I'd be talking to the Rockets, because those are teams who have picks at the end of the first round that they could very easily move and not feel nothing for that. And some of those pieces in these ranges aren't as good as some of the pieces. Like, for example, I look at the Grizzlies, where they're drafting versus what it is that they're dealing with Ja Morant potentially being out. They may want to take a couple assets, try to get a little closer in the first round. Maybe they want to try to get into that 20 range a little sooner than where they're at 27. Try to secure whatever it is that they want. So these are the type of things that have kind of opened my eyes as I've done this mock draft. I'm a bit more familiar with what's going on in the back of the first round, because honestly, as a Laker fan, I only really care what happens up until our range and maybe the teams after us, maybe a couple teams, and after that I wasn't paying no attention. But now I have a broader understanding of what the first round looks like, and it's going to be interesting to see some guys. I'm telling y'all this now, my mock draft doesn't have any trades in it, but in order for it to make any sense, some of them picks probably going to have to be moved. Some players are going to have to move around in order for them to find their best fit. Or you're going to see a situation where certain players are just going to be double and tripling down on positions that are already filled on their rosters. So that's my concern about this year's draft. The prospects in the field itself for this season is fantastic. Got a bunch of stuff that can help everybody. The problem is the lottery shakeup didn't make it so that all these players are in position to go in good spots. They're actually not. Most of these players, I mean a good majority of them, I had a hard time putting in places that they fit. So my hope is that this will be the year of the trade, and that all kinds of teams will trade up and down to put themselves in a position to take the best prospects. Because at the end of the day, you're looking at a situation where it's not as easy to move players from here on out with the changes in the collective bargaining agreement. What you bring to you should likely have intentions of wanting more than one season. And I think that's the way it should go. Unless it's a one-year deal with a guy going to be going out, if you're picking up contracts, you better expect to have a little more difficulty moving them, just in general. So whatever you draft, whoever you get, you better be damn sure they're who you want. So that's really what it is, man. I just looked at that situation there in this draft and just said, you know what? Can we shake up the lottery again? Can we do the lottery again? Because it's such a fantastic field, but them teams that are going to be in position to take these players are going to be drafting people they have no business drafting, and probably more than half of the draft. Honestly, more than half of the draft. So that's what I see there. I just see an opportunity for almost all five of the top 5 picks to potentially. Well, no, Wembanyama don't count. We all know that, but most of the first 5 picks are potentially going to be moved, man. I think 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, not 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 could be moved. I think all of those teams could potentially be moving, maybe for one another, so it'll make more sense that they have what it is that they want, so they don't have to reach for anybody. But yeah, man, that's what it is. So this is pretty much one of those useless videos where I ain't really have nothing to say. It wasn't nothing pressing on my heart at all. I just wanted to come up here and tell you guys what I'm excited about, which is what is upcoming after this lunch, my first overall mock draft. So I encourage everybody to be patient with me. It's probably not going to drop for another hour or two after, of course, lunch, but it is what it is, man. I'm super excited about this aspect of what we do around here on this channel, because we love young prospects. We want them to have the best opportunity to get in the best places for themselves, and then from there have great careers that are long lasting. So that's my hope for each and every prospect coming into the NBA and any other sport for that matter. And I don't know that I wasted enough time to make sure that my food gets done, but I don't think there's a whole lot more to share with you guys that I haven't already heard. What's in my head is the draft itself, not necessarily other news. Obviously, we got the game coming up tonight, Miami at Denver, game 2 of the NBA Finals. I guess it's supposed to be paid attention to. I'm telling y'all, man, if y'all follow me, it's 2 different thoughts going on in regards to this NBA Finals. I'm happy that we have an NBA Finals with new teams. I'm happy a team like Miami found a way to bust up the market. It's not the market, but the field itself, and find a way. They found a way. I'm happy that Jokic, a player, you know, who looks like he can win like 8 championships in his career, is starting the process of his legendary winning. And there's a lot of stuff to like about this matchup, except for having to lay eyes on it. I don't want to watch it. I want to hear about it. I want to know it took place. Hell, I even want to be there in person to watch the game, part of the atmosphere. But as far as me watching it on TV, no, I'm not watching the Nuggets in the Heat. No, I don't think anyone is. But what I don't want the NBA to think is, in listening to my opinion, that this is something that I don't want. The NBA and the consumption of the NBA gives me an entire universe from which to pay attention to. So if the finals suck, I'm still very much intent on paying attention to the league. If the finals is trash, I still love my team to death and can't wait for them to play again. So the NBA is going to have to understand that ratings, if they don't already do this, if they don't already understand this, ratings to the fans means 0, because we're going to watch what we want to watch, and something that we don't want to watch we won't watch. But our intent on watching the league is high, because we love our teams and we love knowing the prospects that are coming into the league. We like seeing guys emerge out of nowhere and all these different things that don't necessarily have to do with us watching a specific game on a Sunday afternoon or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So I think the way to gauge fan appreciation for the league has to be looked at from many angles, and not just, are they watching? No, they may not be watching, but they're intent. They can't wait to buy NBA 2K. They can't wait to buy the shorts of their favorite team. They can't wait till so-and-so comes into the league 2 years from now. It's a lot of different things. So ratings, it's just going to have to be adjusted to its proper category, because it doesn't mean the same thing as it used to in the TV days. There's too many different ways to absorb the league. And so that's what I want to say. Also, paying attention to next year's draft. There's a lot of players that could have went in the back of the first round, early second round, that are going to go into next year's draft. So the idea that next year's draft is going to be weak, as we speak, is getting stronger. As we speak, with 2 days ago, the final day for guys to go back to school instead of staying in the draft, a lot of names that the experts are really excited about are going back, and are going to come back better players next year, probably draft higher. So yeah, next year's draft is not going to be as weak as people think. And I would tell you right now that there's already a couple guys at the top of that draft that look really good to me that I would love to add as a star level talent. Don't know the names yet, but just looking at the video that was released yesterday or the day before that, kind of gave us an updated understanding. Coach Spinella is somebody I pay attention to a lot. I encourage everybody to go check out his content because that's where I do a lot of my homework on prospects. And he put up some content that allowed for us to see what's coming out in 2024. And there's some reason to be excited if you got a top 5-6 pick with some of them dudes that are coming in there. Some very exciting dudes. And so that's what I think. The draft is going to be pretty cool this year, but it's not going to be as talented as we thought. A lot of guys going back. So, yeah, that's what I got to say, man. Now, hopefully this meal is done. I'm going to scarf it down and then give you guys what it is that I'm super excited about, which is my first ever NBA mock draft. And that's pretty much where I'll leave this particular video. I encourage everybody to continue to enjoy their day, enjoy your weekend. Celebrate the league as we do on this channel, and enjoy the finals if you're watching. And the draft, of course, which will be taking place on June 22nd. So whatever time that is, probably around like 5:30. It's like that every year. It's probably 5:30, something like that. So check out that. And from what I understand, they're only going to be airing the first round on ESPN or TNT or wherever it's going to be aired. I forgot which one, but they're only going to air the first round from what I saw. Not very happy about that. I want to see both rounds. I think both rounds are very important to real fans who are going to be bringing in not only drafted players but undrafted players to have real roles. So it would be nice, since we know guys do come out of the second round and turn to Hall of Famers once in a while, if we see both rounds. We grew up watching both rounds. Why the hell are we watching one round now? Fix that, NBA. Fix that. Don't underestimate the importance of fans watching these guys walk across the stage or have their names drafted, or even during the Taco Bell commercial, seeing their name at the bottom of the screen, knowing that our guy got drafted. So that's what happened to Jokic. He was drafted during the Taco Bell commercial, from what I understand. That should never happen again. There's too many good talent coming out in the second half of this draft. It's almost like they are looking at the past with the second round having lesser talent the way it used to be and saying, okay, we need to apply the thought to that. No, the talent is better now. Y'all need to make sure we definitely see those guys now. It's more so pressing that we see the second round than in the past when them dudes wasn't no good. Now these guys are definitely going to be role players. So please, let us see the second round. That's all I got to say. Video 44. I thank you all for watching.